All right. We have this story from the New York Post, and I like I said, I can't pull up multiple stories from the New York Post, so there might be a couple stories I missed, but I sent them to my Discord, so I'll try to pull them up after I cycle this one out. But this reads here: New York City bodega workers fatally beat local nuisance, hit him with batons during deadly deli brawl. A pair of Brooklyn deli workers fatally beat a neighborhood nuisance and smacked him in the head with a baton during a deadly scuffle on Monday night, according to police and sources. Gary Hill, a 59-year-old Bushwick local with more than 24 busts on his rap sheet, clashed with two workers at Royal Deli and Grill shortly after 7 p.m. Monday and then ran home and died. Cops and sources said, wow, so he made it home and died? The deli workers, who have not been charged, were later taken into custody for questioning, but Bushwick locals told the Post that Hill was a known troublemaker in the neighborhood for years. Quote, if they had a petition to let deli workers out of jail, I would sign it, one area resident said. For years, we have been having problems with him. He and his brothers terrorize this neighborhood. I got nothing nice to say. It's just an effed up situation. Another area resident, who identified himself as Sammy, said Hill had been booted from the store before stealing. Quote, there's multiple altercations with this man. He told you not to come to the store to prevent problems. If a person is telling you not to come into their place of establishment where they do business, why are you still coming there? So you brought this upon yourself, he added. Nobody on this block wanted him to get killed. Records show that Hill was most recently charged with assault on July 25th after allegedly slugging the victim in the face and back on Knickerbocker Avenue, that's a name, and was released without bail. According to sources, Hill has been busted a total of 26 different times. On Monday, Hill allegedly got into a beef with the two deli workers, a 48-year-old man and a 37-year-old man, and he was struck in the head with a baton during the scuffle. He allegedly stumbled home to his Jefferson Street apartment where he collapsed, the sources said. Hill's brothers tried to revive him and call 911, and he was rushed to Elmhurst Hospital, where he was pronounced dead shortly after 8 p.m. The two suspects were then taken into custody at the 83rd Precinct, but later released without charges pending an autopsy on Hill, law enforcement sources said. Brooklyn prosecutors said the incident is under investigation. So before I read the rest of this, we're almost at the end. I have a few things to say about this. The reason I bring up this story, because obviously it's just some random story in New York. It's not national news, but there is a reason I bring it up. This is called self-defense, he added. Meanwhile, Hill's brothers disputed neighbors' claims about his local rep. Quote, that narrative that they're talking about my brother right now, like he was a thief, a robber, and like a thug, he definitely wasn't. I want everybody to know my brother was the kindest person in the world. If he was your friend, he's your friend. He said Gary Hill came home with a gash on his head and collapsed, prompting him to call an ambulance, which he said did not arrive for half an hour. Wow. After cops were already there. My brother went through a lot. All these motherfuckers around here, this bullshit they're talking, that's not my brother. It's crazy because they're trying to make my brother out like he was a effing thug, and he wasn't a thug. Well, I'm sorry, dude. I get he's your family, but 26 different charges on your rap sheet, and then you're trying to steal from this business. I don't know, man. I feel for you. You lost a family member, but according to the reports and victim testimony, it says that it's all the brothers. He and his brothers terrorized this neighborhood. So for all we know, his brother could be involved in the terrorizing, right? But the reason I bring this story up, because it is an interesting story, right? Obviously, you should be able to defend yourself. Obviously, you should be able to defend your place of business. We don't want people to die, but what do you do when they refuse to leave and they're trying to steal from you? But the main reason I bring this up is this what's going to happen if cops aren't doing their job? Is this what we're going to start seeing? We're going to start seeing more of this if judges keep letting people out, if cops aren't able to arrest people and keep them in custody, if people aren't getting the sentences that they should be getting. Is this the kind of stuff we're going to see? This is called vigilantism. We the people, when we enact justice, that's vigilantism. So if the government and law enforcement aren't doing their job, then yes, the answer is yes. We will start seeing more stuff like this. We will start to see more attacks like Uriana Zarutska, who died on the subway after a man unprompted stabbed her in the neck multiple times. Well, we will see more of that. We will see more of this, of thieves getting beat to death because they were trying to steal. And it's unfortunate, but this is a result of inaction by our government and law enforcement, and particularly judges. I think the largest issue right now and today isn't law enforcement. Law enforcement has been so heavily scrutinized that any of them are afraid to do anything. The past, like, I'm pretty sure it's up now, but the past, like, 6 years, they've been at, like, all-time lows for recruitment. So cops have been scrutinized to the point where they're walking on eggshells. You know who's not walking on eggshells, though? Judges. Because judges can sit there and make rulings that are absolutely antithetical to what this country believes and antithetical to everything that we should be doing. They're actively aiding in the destruction of this country, and they see no repercussions as a result of it. They just sit there and they make rulings. And they're like, oh, what did you do? Oh, you violently stole from someone, and you say you'll do it again? All right, let them out. Let them out. And that's what's happening. It's ridiculous. What are you guys saying in the chat? You do you, Tyler. I'm just glad I'm not banned and can ish post in your chat. You're always welcome in the chat, shitty go. Sounds like his brothers will plan a revenge attack on that deli. I certainly hope not. If they are, if they are public nuisances, they're local nuisances, I would hope that this is a wake-up call for them. Yes, we will see more of this. I predict more assassinations and, what is this? General terror from the cultist. And that worries me, man. Midterms will be crazy. Yeah, I believe that. Besides the enforcement policy, there aren't enough cops on the streets. Midterms might flip a lot of seats. I certainly hope so with the certain events, all the different things that we've had going on recently. I certainly hope that that's the case, that we will be able to flip things around. But I don't know, man. I really don't know where we go from here. And I mean, I kind of know where we go from here, but it's one of those things that, like, I don't want to say, you know what I mean? Because, like, it doesn't go in a good direction. It doesn't go in a good direction. I saw a video of 2 female cops trying to subdue a not very big man, and he was just fighting, not cooperating, and they couldn't take a male bystander. It took a male bystander to do it. I think I've seen that video, Guido. I believe I have seen that video. And yeah, I mean, I have a issue with female law enforcement. If they're going to be on the force, they absolutely need to have a male walking around with them. Sorry, ladies, that's just a reality. Men are stronger than women, so if we get to a point where there's 2 cops wrestling a dude, good chance he's going to be able to fight you guys off, and I do not want him to get your weapon. It's just a safety thing. It's a safety thing. And Guido said, say it, Tyler, Civil War. That's kind of where, that's what everyone's talking about. And everyone on the right is just begging on their hands and knees, their hands in front of them. Please, 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 don't do a civil war. Please, please, just have conversations with us. Have a debate. Prove us wrong. And they don't. They don't want to. They've moved past it. They've lost. They've lost, and they know they've lost. And that's why they resort to violence. Let's watch this video from this guy's brother, though. I want to see what he has to say.
And a gas right here in the back of his head. I'm like, yo, what happened? He said, yo, in the corner store jumping. In that store right there, they jumping. And like I said, my brother died with me right there. Come on. I thought it was done. Because I said, yo, he had a beef with this cat in the store right here. I said, yo, my brother would be alive right now if I'd been up. The 911 operator, I'm telling my brother passed out. I said, yo, send an ambulance. Oh, she was saying, yo, she wanted information on that. Yo, send an ambulance. I'm giving me the address, send an ambulance right now. Yo, the ambulance never came. The police showed up. And like I said, yo, I'm trying to save my brother. The police came, they took over for me. The ambulance came like 30 minutes later. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like I said, I want to know who that 911 operator was. That was like, you're giving me all this.
I know a lot of people get upset with 911 operators. They do seem a little insensitive in the moment. But you got to think about all the phone calls that they're getting. Some of them are fake. And then what they're doing, whoever he was speaking to on the 911 operator end, they probably did send an ambulance. They can't make the ambulance get there faster. They're not driving it. But the reason they sit there and ask you questions, they're trying to get as much information out of you in the moment as possible, because sometimes people forget. So they want in the moment, what's happening, what's going on, where's he at? Give us updates. That's what they're pushing for. They're like, give us as much information as possible, because it's all on a recorded line. So they are trying to get information from you, but I understand he's upset. And I also have a point. He said that he had beef with the deli that he thought was over. So he knows his brother had problems with his deli, is what it sounds like.
That's all you had to do was send an ambulance and guarantee my brother would be alive right now. If he didn't send an ambulance, my youngest brother, like I said, yo, my middle brother died. Nobody was even there for him when he died. Now this is my youngest brother. I'm the last person left in my family right now. For real, I still got family, but between us and my mom's dead, my sister's dead. Yo, everybody's dead except for me. My brother was not like that. Yo. All these motherfuckers around here. I want everybody to know my brother was the kindest person in the world. If he was your friend, he's your friend. Always. Never stole nothing. Come on. Like I said, yo, they got all these people around here talking about, yo, my brother's this, my brother's that. Nothing like that.
I mean, like I said, I feel for this guy, but reports are that your brother has quite the rap sheet, more than 24 different charges. And the deli said that they told him to leave, and he tried to steal, so they defended themselves and their business. I feel bad for you, dude. It's your brother, but you know, it is what it is. Not much else I could say there. Let me read your guys' chats though. Let's see. Saw a video. Okay, say it, Tyler. Civil War. They shot the one that wanted to have a conversation. I know they did. Civil War will be hell. I would rather not, but the left won't stop. Republicans need to grow a spine and start arresting the elites that broke the law, no matter who they are, and stop ignoring crime. Bach says, nothing will change unless the ones at the top are held responsible. Exactly. That's judges, politicians, senators, and even presidents. Talking about you, Obama. Anyway.